Hello, my name is Stefan and I am MyGuru's Director for Online Tutoring. Today I'm going to just be going over some overall features for our online group courses. Now, while we do offer online instruction in a group setting for anything we tutor, whether it's an academic subject or standardized tests, some of our common requests are going to be regarding the graduate admissions exams. We offer a minimum of 12 hours of live online instruction, and that is fully customizable in terms of curriculum duration and interval. In addition to the live online instruction, though, we also fully record all of our lessons and post them online for at least a month after the course is completed. This will allow students to not feel the pressure of having to attend a lesson live, because they'll be able to watch the recording at their leisure, and then after the instruction is completed and the course is finished, they can still access that fully recorded set of lessons for at least a month after the course is done. Also, in addition to the live online instruction and the recordings, we offer supplemental office hours at least once or twice a week. The students that didn't make it to the lesson live can come in, ask additional questions of the instructor in a very similar fashion to what they would in an academic environment. So we will always cover the exam structure overview. We will always talk about what the homework is. We will be explicit in what the assignments are and what the expectations are for the students. We know that oftentimes it's accountability and structure that students look for when they are seeking out test prep or any sort of academic tutoring assistance. We then, of course, go into proven problem-solving tactics and specific quantitative strategies depending on what exam that they're looking for. So again, if it's the GMAT, that's probably going to involve data sufficiency problems. For the GRE, that's going to be quantitative comparison problems. Anything that is specific to the exam, we will cover from a strategic and content perspective. We also will always cover reading comprehension and verbal processes. And then, of course, we give students a roadmap to their official test date. If your test date is 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, we give you a supplementary amount of work to do so that they feel supported all the way until they take their test. So what we're going to do with the rest of this video is we've got a sample course that we completed recently for the GRE. We're going to show you some highlights from that so you can get a feel for how the course looks like and what you can expect to experience when you engage with our online classroom. Welcome to the first of MyGuru's fall GRE online classes. The first section that you will always get is going to be the analytical writing. 2 essays. One analyze an issue, and then the second is going to analyze an argument. Then sections 2 through 6 will be either quantitative or verbal. Every verbal section is going to have 20 questions, and they're each going to last 30 minutes. And it's scored independently on a scale of 130 to 170. So you can see that here on the right-hand side of the screen. And you can see it's basically a bell curve. So you get 5 extra minutes for the quantitative section, and also it is scored independently on a scale of 130 to 170. And the 50th percentile is going to be at a 153. So our 4 problem-solving tactics. So the first one is going to be what we just did. It's the textbook approach. And again, that's going to be arithmetic, algebra, or geometry. And you want to always try this first, because if you can do it, it's probably fastest. However, you want to abandon this approach quickly as soon as it ceases to be both apparent and simple. So the last one, and quite possibly the most important of the 4 problem-solving tactics, is going to be logical estimation. So this isn't something that you want to do just some of the time. You want to do at every step of every problem to eliminate any impossible choices. So what are some of the things that make a choice impossible? Things like positive versus negative. You may see things like even versus odd. You may see things like integer versus non-integer. Or even something as simple as high versus low. And then you also want to do as your final step before you guess, mark, and move on in under that 30 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and build out on the left-hand side our quantitative comparison process. So step one is going to be to set up your scratch paper. Always have scratch paper with you to best approximate what's going to happen on test day. So you're going to set up your scratch paper. Quantities first. So we can do this with the example here. So we've got question one and quantity A and quantity B. And we've got the least prime number that is greater than 24. And then we've got, in quantity B, the greatest prime number that is less than 28. And then we want to consider what the answer choices mean here. You can see them on the right-hand side. So they never change for a quantitative comparison. So we got quantity or choice A, B, C, and D. And if you're so inclined, you can always use these little helper markings, which means that means choice A is greater, B means choice B is greater, C means they're equal, and D, you just put a little NA over top. That just means not always. When it comes to the verbal, you're basically looking at about 50% being vocabulary questions and 50% being reading comprehension. So for the vocabulary question types, and this is no matter whether it's text completions, where you have 1 to 3 blanks with 3 to 5 options, or sentence equivalences, where you always have 1 blank and you select 2 options. If you can provide your own word or words for the blank or blanks, quite simply, you want to do now. If you cannot provide your own word or words for any blank, you want to estimate based on tone. And the way tone is going to work is going to be positive, negative, or neutral for any remaining blanks, and basically in less than 30 seconds. So we talked about the vocabulary question types. When it comes to the reading comprehension, however, you basically have 3 different question types that mirror to a degree what happens on the quantitative side of things. So you have multiple choice, single answer, and for these you're going to have 5 options, and of course you select one. You have multiple choice, multiple answer. You'll have anywhere between 3 to 5 options, and you will make 1 to 5 selections. And then you have what are known as select in context. So you're just going to select one excerpt, whether it's a word, a phrase, a sentence. It's dictated by the problem. So your multiple choice single answers, by default, you want to do now. The multiple choice multiple answers, these by default are going to be later because they're detailed questions. You can't process eliminate. You have to be very, very diligent and focused to get those right, and they don't give you extra credit because they're multiple choice multiple answers. And then these selecting context, these are either going to be now or they're going to be last, because you either know exactly what it is in the passage, the thing they're asking for, or you've got to read the whole passage again. Thanks so much for watching this video here today. If you want more information about MyGuru's group instruction, please feel free to visit our website at myguruedge.com/group-instruction, or email us directly at info@myguruedge.com so that we can try to help you and as many students as you may have with their test prep or other academic needs.